Definitely, the grand jury report is a bit of an obstacle course that we need to navigate cleanly, honestly, and transparently. The full presentation of the commission of all of the grand jury findings and recommendations must include identification of any errors. I want there to be very clearly an outline of all of the errors that can be corrected through documentation, evidence that then will establish once and for all what the situation is. I want to be sure that discrepancies regarding factual information, which does exist, the information is factual, but there are discrepancies attached to it, that those be made very clear, not only for the authority members, but for the public. We must include affirmation of findings that accurately identify problems within the agency. Because do they exist? Yes. Nothing's perfect. Everything can always be improved upon. And this agency and the findings of the grand jury are no different. I want to be able to make sure that we are prepared to hand in our response way before the deadline set by the grand jury. The response should definitely include a plan of action which has the recommended changes that we arrive at in the process of future meetings and workshops, that then we clearly have a new implementation plan with policies and procedures clearly identified with backed up check points. I heard you, Mayor, say that perhaps authority members can call in and make suggestions and recommendations. I will ask that if anyone wants to call in, you're welcome to, but I am asking that all of your responses, telephonic responses, be backed up by an email or a letter reiterating, restating what it is that your request was, because on the other end of this, I don't think any of us will want to hear, well, I suggested this and it was left out. I recommended this other thing and it wasn't included, and we need to safeguard against that. So making sure we have a strong paper trail with responses, I think, is adequate. As we move forward, know that there will be some very strong recommendations that will be coming from me publicly. I'm sure that the mayor also and other authority members will be included in those very strong public recommendations, uncomfortable ones, difficult ones. But know that as far as I am concerned, I believe that we will be very forthright and upcoming with the acceptance of the changes that need to be made. And that includes individuals who are with the authority and have been with the authority for many years, perhaps from the beginning, that will need to move on, and a very strong direction in making sure that RFPs are issued, that job openings are announced, and open recruitment takes place. There is no other way if in fact we are going to change the perspective that the public now has, and perhaps has had for some time, but definitely as a result of this grand jury report. Great deal of responsibility falls on us, but we need to identify the fact that it is the airport that is the priority here. The viability, the jobs, the businesses that depend on this airport, and those businesses that have yet not been established. That the viability of this airport must outlast any of our elected timelines or our employment desires. If we put the airport first, if we seek public opinion and public involvement, and if we increase transparency and promote this airport, I cannot see how, at the end of that very difficult journey, we will all not benefit. Great deal of opportunity. I think that many of the shortcomings in this situation have happened because this airport has truly been in an incubation phase, started from literally nothing with a great deal of obstacles to overcome. And as reality has become more prevalent and you see the development of the different portions of the airport coming to fruition, so too do new responsibilities arise, and so too do we need to change and embrace those new responsibilities. We must conduct independent audits with revolving firms. That is a must. We must disassociate from certain I will say individuals who can bring perhaps a shadow on the viability of the audits that are very important, and we must be able to conduct the competitive procurement process for the auditing of these services. I task the executive director to identify ways to further improve the reporting to this commission, projected updates throughout the entire year, performance measures, and be able to incorporate the expansion of this footprint with the newer responsibilities that the expansion brings. This report is very difficult, identifies weaknesses, gaps that I believe we are all willing and able to stand up and fill and carry our share of the responsibility. Nothing about this airport has happened overnight, and nothing will continue to happen unless we work hard and we work together. And I invite the public to come out to the airport for a tour. I invite your input, positive or negative. This is how I learn. This is how you, the public, identifies the roadmap that I need to follow if I am going to be able to serve, whether in this capacity or others. Everything that we will do will be in a public workshop, in a public forum. There will not be any backroom meetings. Yes, there will be very sensitive subjects that will have to be discussed. We will do it with decorum, decency, and respect for the individuals. But again, I stress to you, we need input. We are determined to make this airport viable. And I'll tell you that if we fail, may you all find other individuals who can do this job better, because it is not easy. And we struggle no different than anyone else. And I have no problem when I come to a dead end, to a cul-de-sac. I know how to throw a U-turn. I know how to get up when I fall. And I think that goes for all of us. And this airport is either a priority and we all hitch our horse and pull together, or all the work, all the investment from the federal and the local level will have been for naught. Thank you.
Thank you very much.